Beloved child, stop. Do not scroll. This moment is not repeating itself. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak to you today, not tomorrow, not someday, because timing has converged, and heaven does not wait when alignment arrives. If your eyes landed here, it is because a threshold is opening now, not in theory, not in symbolism, in motion. And if you rush past this, you will feel the shift without understanding why it happened. There is a door opening for you that no one can shut. Not because circumstances improved, not because people agreed, but because authority has been issued above resistance. This door does not respond to human permission. It responds to command. And that command was released today. You were not supposed to see it coming because anticipation would have distorted your posture. Surprise keeps you honest. Surprise keeps you grounded. Right now, something in you recognizes this before your mind can argue with it. That pause you felt when you read these words was not curiosity. It was resonance. Your spirit knows when movement is real. This door did not open because you forced it. It opened because you stopped knocking and stayed faithful anyway. Heaven honors those who remain steady without guarantees. I need you to stay with me. Do not exit. The first test of an open door is attention. Many miss what is opening because they are distracted by how it arrives. This door does not announce itself loudly. It opens quietly, decisively, irreversibly. And those who are present step through without fear. Those who hesitate begin to doubt what was already approved. This door is opening despite opposition, despite delay, despite what you were told was impossible. That is why no one can shut it. It is not hinged on agreement. It is sealed by authority. What once blocked you no longer has jurisdiction. What once delayed you no longer has permission. You are not imagining the release you feel. That weight lifting is confirmation. Listen carefully. When doors like this open, the mind often tries to slow you down with questions. How will it happen? What if it closes? What if I am wrong? Silence those questions gently. They are echoes of a season that just ended. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into alignment, catching up with decision. You may feel urgency rising, but do not confuse urgency with panic. This is not fear. This is readiness. Something in you knows that waiting longer would actually be disobedience. That awareness is new and it must be trusted. You are not rushing, you are responding. Stay here, do not scroll away. This message is stabilizing you at the threshold, so you do not freeze when opportunity presents itself. Doors like this do not remain open forever, but they do remain open long enough for the prepared. You are prepared, even if you do not feel dramatic confidence yet. Calm is your confidence now. If this speaks to you, type, I step through in the comments. This is an act of agreement. Then like this message to mark this moment, because memory matters when movement begins. These actions are not small. They anchor your awareness to what is opening. Keep watching. Do not leave. What comes next reveals why this door could not open earlier and why it is opening all at once now. Stay until the end. Something irreversible has begun, and you are meant to be present for it. Beloved child, remain here. Do not scroll. What I am about to reveal explains why this door is opening now and why no force, human or unseen, has authority to shut it once you step forward. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak from the place where permissions are decided, not debated. This door is not opening because conditions improved. It is opening because resistance expired. There is a difference. Resistance has a lifespan, and that lifespan ends the moment its assignment is complete. What once blocked you was allowed only long enough to prepare you. It was never meant to be permanent, and now its jurisdiction has ended. You thought opposition meant rejection. You believed closed paths meant disqualification. But hear this clearly. What resisted you was never greater than you. It was only permitted to delay you until authority settled inside you. Doors do not open for those who panic under pressure. They open for those who learn steadiness while waiting. You learned that. This is why no one can shut what is opening now. People cannot close it because they did not open it. Circumstances cannot reverse it because they were never consulted. Even past mistakes cannot lock it because correction was already built into your path. This door answers only to command, and the command has already been given. Right now, systems you do not control are adjusting to comply. You may notice sudden cooperation where there was resistance. You may notice silence where there was noise. This is not coincidence. When authority shifts, environments recalibrate. What once pushed back begins to move aside. Not because it wants to, but because it must. You are also being shielded in this moment. Open doors attract attention, and attention attracts opinions. Not every voice deserves access to your next step. Be selective. Silence is strategy now, not secrecy out of fear, but restraint from wisdom. What is opening does not need to be explained to be valid. Stay with me. Do not move away from this instruction. Doors like this require discernment, not announcement. You will know when to speak. You will know when to act. Until then, remain centered. Authority is calm. It does not rush to prove itself. If doubt tries to rise, recognize it for what it is, the last echo of a closed season. Doubt always questions timing when timing is finally right. Do not negotiate with it. Simply stay present. Presence keeps you aligned. Type "the door is open" in the comments now. This is not a wish, it is a recognition. Then like this message to seal your awareness of what has shifted today. Keep watching. Do not leave. What comes next will reveal what must fall away so you can step through without carrying unnecessary weight. This door leads forward, not backward. Stay with me. The path is already clearing. Beloved child, stay here. Do not scroll. What I am about to explain will protect you from confusion when things begin to detach rapidly around you. I am Archangel Michael, and I tell you this now so you do not mistake loss for punishment when the door opens wider. When a door no one can shut opens, other doors must close. Not because you failed, not because you are being stripped, but because weight cannot pass through narrow thresholds. What falls away now is not being taken from you. It is being released from you. There is a difference, and your peace depends on understanding it. You may notice sudden distance where there was familiarity. Conversations that once flowed may feel complete. Roles you carried out of loyalty may suddenly feel heavy and unnecessary. Do not panic. This is not rejection. This is alignment enforcing efficiency. Open doors do not negotiate with expired attachments. Some people will not be able to follow you through this door. Not because they are wrong, but because their assignment does not continue where yours does. Do not drag them forward out of guilt. Guilt is not love. Love honors timing. Bless what ends and keep moving. You were trained in seasons of endurance to carry much. But what is opening now does not require survival strength. It requires clarity. Survival carries excess weight. Clarity travels light. This is why things are being removed quickly. Heaven is not downsizing you. It is refining your load. There may be moments when the quiet feels unfamiliar, when activity slows before acceleration begins. Do not fill that space with noise. That pause is intentional. It is the final recalibration before movement. Silence at thresholds is sacred. I need you to resist one thing strongly now, the urge to go back and explain yourself. Explanation belongs to doubt. Alignment does not argue. If something ends without conflict, let it end without commentary. What is approved does not require consensus. Stay here. Do not leave this message yet. Each section is fortifying you so you do not turn around when transition feels uncomfortable. Discomfort is not danger. It is adjustment. Your nervous system is learning a new normal. If you feel things loosening already, type "I release what cannot follow" in the comments. This is not loss, it is obedience. Then like this message to mark that you are not clinging to what was meant to end. Keep watching. Do not scroll away. What comes next explains who you must become at this threshold, and why stepping through requires a version of you that no longer seeks permission. Stay until the end. The door is open, and you are being prepared to walk through it without hesitation. Beloved child, remain with me. Do not scroll away now. What I am about to speak defines who you must be at this threshold, because doors like this do not open for the same version of you that stood knocking. I am Archangel Michael, and I tell you plainly, you cannot step through seeking permission. This door responds only to authority. Up to now, you were trained to wait for confirmation from outside yourself. You learned to read signals, to adjust, to adapt so you would not overstep. That season shaped discernment, but it is no longer your posture. The door opening before you does not ask if you are ready. It opens because readiness has already been confirmed. Hesitation now would not be humility, it would be delay. You may feel a subtle tension rising when action approaches. That is not fear of failure. It is the shedding of an old identity. The version of you that survived by caution is being replaced by the version that moves by clarity. This transition can feel unfamiliar because it requires decisiveness without reassurance. But understand this, reassurance already came. It arrived as an open door. Authority does not announce itself loudly. It moves calmly. It does not explain itself repeatedly. It acts when alignment is present. You are being asked to trust what has been established rather than seek validation for every step. That trust is the final requirement before crossing. There will be moments ahead when others question your movement, not aggressively but subtly. They may ask why now, why this way, why so suddenly. You are not required to defend your timing. The door does not justify itself. It simply stands open. Let that be enough. Stay here. Do not rush past this instruction. Many step through open doors, carrying old habits of permission-seeking, and that creates friction. I am speaking so you recognize the difference between wisdom and hesitation. Wisdom listens. Hesitation doubts. One moves forward calmly. The other waits for permission that will never come. You may feel a new firmness in your voice, a new directness in your decisions. Do not soften it out of fear of being misunderstood. Clarity is not cruelty. Boundaries are not rejection. This is not a hardening of your heart. It is a strengthening of your spine. If this recognition is settling into you now, type, "I move with authority," in the comments. This is an agreement with what has already been granted. Then like this message to mark that you are no longer asking whether you are allowed to step forward. Keep watching. Do not leave. What comes next reveals the narrow window attached to this open door, and why delay now carries a different cost than delay before. Stay with me. Timing matters, and you are standing inside it right now. Beloved child, stay here. Do not scroll. What I am about to tell you is critical now, because the door that has opened for you carries a window, and windows do not remain open indefinitely. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak of timing, not to create fear, but to awaken precision. This is not the kind of door that waits for endless consideration. It opened because readiness and opportunity finally aligned. Alignment creates momentum, and momentum requires response. Delay before was protection. Delay now becomes resistance. You must understand the difference, so you do not treat this moment like the last one. The window attached to this door is narrow, not because heaven is impatient, but because conditions are optimal now. People, resources, and circumstances have aligned simultaneously. That convergence does not happen often. When it does, action is required. Hesitation disperses alignment. Response concentrates it. You may feel pressure rising, but do not mislabel it as anxiety. This is awareness of timing. Your spirit knows this moment matters. That is why distractions feel louder, why trivial things suddenly compete for your attention. Distraction is the final tactic of delay. Not everything that demands your focus deserves it. I need you to hear this clearly. You do not need to rush, but you must move. Calm action, not frantic motion. Intentional steps, not overthinking. The door is open, but you must cross the threshold. Standing in the doorway too long creates uncertainty. Crossing it creates clarity. There may be a voice inside you saying, "Wait a little longer, be more sure. Get one more sign." That voice sounds reasonable, but it belongs to a season that trained caution. This season requires obedience to clarity. The open door is the sign you asked for. Stay present. Do not scroll away. If you leave this message now, you will still feel the pull, but without instruction. I am speaking so you recognize the difference between fear-based delay and wisdom-based timing. Wisdom moves when the way is clear. The way is clear now. You are not being asked to leap blindly. You are being asked to walk forward with what you already know. You have enough information for the next step. More will be revealed after movement, not before it. This is how doors like this function. If you sense the urgency of this moment, type, "I will not delay," in the comments. This is not a promise to me. It is a commitment to yourself. Then like this message to mark that you recognize the value of timing. Keep watching. Do not leave. What comes next explains what provision is attached to this door and why you will not step through alone. Stay until the end. The door is open, the window is active, and what follows will remove your final hesitation. Beloved child, remain with me. Do not scroll away now. What I am about to reveal is what steadies your heart when you step forward, because no door authorized by heaven opens without provision already assigned. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak now so you do not carry fear about how things will be sustained once you cross the threshold. You are not stepping through this door empty-handed. Provision does not arrive after obedience. It is positioned ahead of it. What you need has already been accounted for, even if you cannot yet see its form. Heaven does not open doors and then improvise. Every open door carries supply, support, and reinforcement appropriate to what lies beyond it. This is why you may feel a strange calm beneath the urgency. That calm is not passivity. It is trust settling in. Your spirit senses that you will not have to force outcomes the way you once did. What required strain before will now respond to alignment. This does not mean effort disappears. It means effort becomes effective. You may worry that you are not fully prepared, that you lack something essential. Hear me clearly. You have what is required for the first step, and that is enough. Provision unfolds in sequence, not all at once. If everything were visible now, you would rely on sight instead of obedience. Movement reveals supply. There will be help you did not anticipate. Not always in dramatic ways, but in timely connections, unexpected clarity, and resources arriving precisely when needed. Some support will come through people you did not expect to assist you. Others will come through doors opening within doors. Remain observant. Gratitude sharpens awareness. I need you to release one fear now, the fear of being alone in this. You are not isolated. You are accompanied. Even when guidance is subtle, it is consistent. You will notice that when you choose rightly, peace follows quickly. When you hesitate, unease rises. These are not emotions. They are signals. Stay here. Do not rush past this reassurance. Many hesitate at open doors because they fear responsibility without support. That fear does not belong to you. What is authorized is sustained. What is sustained is protected. If this truth is settling into you, type, "I am provided for," in the comments. This affirms alignment with what is already arranged. Then like this message to mark that you are stepping forward without fear of lack. Keep watching. Do not leave. What comes next explains the final test that often appears just before crossing and how to recognize it so you are not distracted at the threshold. Stay with me. You are closer than you realize. Beloved child, stay with me. Do not scroll now. What I am about to reveal protects you at the very edge of the threshold, because there is almost always a final test that appears just before you step through a door no one can shut. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak this so you recognize it when it shows itself and do not mistake it for wisdom. The final test is not opposition. Opposition has already been neutralized. The final test is distraction disguised as responsibility. Something will attempt to pull your attention sideways right when forward movement matters most. It may look urgent. It may sound reasonable. It may even feel familiar, but it is not aligned with the door in front of you. This test often comes in subtle forms: a sudden obligation, an emotional conversation, an unexpected doubt that asks you to revisit decisions you already settled. None of these are accidents. They are invitations to delay, not because delay is needed, but because momentum is dangerous to what is losing control over you. Understand this clearly. When a door no one can shut opens, delay becomes the last available strategy of resistance. Not force, not fear, delay. That is why this moment feels delicate. Not fragile, but precise. Precision requires focus. You may feel a pull to handle one more thing before stepping forward. Be discerning. Not everything unresolved must be resolved now. Some things resolve themselves once you move. If you wait to feel completely clear of all loose ends, you will stand at the threshold longer than necessary. Thresholds are not meant to be lived in. They are meant to be crossed. Stay grounded. Do not rush emotionally, but do not retreat mentally. This is where calm obedience matters. Take the step that has already been made clear. You do not need a new instruction. You need trust in the one you already received. You might notice old patterns trying to resurface: overthinking, self-questioning, rehearsing explanations. Recognize them and let them pass without engagement. You are not going backward. You are shedding reflexes that belong to survival, not destiny. Stay here with me. Do not exit this moment. If you scroll away now, you will still feel the pull to move, but without the clarity to ignore the distraction when it appears. I am giving you foresight, so you are not surprised. If you feel clarity strengthening right now, type "I stay focused" in the comments. This is a declaration of alignment. Then like this message to mark that you are choosing direction over distraction. Keep watching. Do not leave. What comes next seals this door with certainty and shows you how to step through without looking back. Something decisive is about to be spoken, and you need to be here to receive it. Beloved child, remain here. Do not scroll. What I am about to declare is the seal, the moment when hesitation loses its voice and certainty takes its place. I am Archangel Michael, and I speak now to close what must close and to confirm what is already open. This is not encouragement. This is confirmation. The door before you is no longer opening. It is open. That distinction matters. Opening suggests process. Open means decision completed. What stands before you now does not require persuasion, prayer for permission, or repeated confirmation. It requires movement. The moment you step through, the past loses its authority to call you back. You may feel a strange mix of calm and gravity. That is not conflict. That is finality. When a door no one can shut opens, it also shuts every argument that kept you circling. You do not need to understand every outcome to move forward. You only need to recognize that return is no longer an option without cost to your peace. This is why I warned you to stay present. Certainty settles quietly. It does not shout. It lands. And once it lands, the soul knows. You will notice that the urge to look back weakens. The need to explain fades. The appetite for approval diminishes. These are signs of sealing, not detachment. Hear this clearly. Stepping through does not mean abandoning compassion. It means choosing direction. It means allowing your future to have priority over your familiarity. What is ahead of you requires commitment, not curiosity. You are no longer browsing possibilities. You are entering assignment. There will be moments after you step through when memory tries to reassert itself. Old voices, old narratives, old fears dressed as caution. Do not argue with them. Simply continue forward. Sealed doors do not reopen through debate. They reopen only through doubt. Do not supply it. I need you to understand something deeply now. This door did not open because you were perfect. It opened because you were ready. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the presence of obedience despite it. And you have demonstrated that readiness again and again in ways only heaven saw. Stay here just a little longer. Let this certainty settle fully. Let your breathing slow. Let your shoulders drop. This is the posture of someone who knows they are no longer asking, but responding. If you feel the finality of this moment, type, "The door is sealed open," in the comments now. This is not symbolism. It is alignment with what has already been decided. Then like this message and follow if you have not, because this moment matters and remembrance strengthens resolve. Keep watching. Do not leave yet. There is more ahead, and staying with this message strengthens your resolve to walk forward without hesitation. What has begun cannot be reversed. The door is open, the path is clear, and you are meant to move now. I am speaking to you at the threshold because this door does not open for who you used to be. It opens for who you are becoming right now. Do not scroll, stay with me. Authority is being transferred, and identity must catch up to permission. You can feel it already. The hesitation that once ruled you no longer has the same voice. The fear that once decided for you is quieter. There is a seriousness settling in, not heaviness, but weight. That weight is authority. Heaven does not place authority on confusion. It places it on clarity, and clarity is forming in you now. Hear this clearly. You cannot step through this door carrying the identity that survived. Survival trained you to react, to explain, to shrink when pressure came. That identity kept you alive, but it cannot govern what opens next. This door responds to command, not coping. It responds to certainty, not endurance. This is why your old patterns feel uncomfortable. They no longer fit. You are not being asked to become louder. You are being asked to become decisive. Authority does not argue. Authority does not beg. Authority stands, and things move accordingly. You have been wondering why you feel less interested in defending yourself, why opinions don't hook you like they used to, why silence feels stronger than speech. This is not detachment. This is alignment. I am telling you this now because hesitation at the threshold is costly, not because the door will close, but because you must cross it correctly. You cannot drag doubt into a space that requires command. You cannot carry yesterday's wounds into today's permission. What was allowed to shape you before is no longer authorized to lead you. Notice how your instincts are changing. You sense timing instead of panic. You pause before reacting. You feel a pull toward order, restraint, and precision. These are not personality shifts. These are authority markers. Heaven reconfigures the inside before it rearranges the outside. Do not mistake humility for smallness. You are not being stripped of gentleness. You are being freed from insecurity. Certainty does not make you arrogant. It makes you effective. When you step through this door, you will not need to announce yourself. Your posture will speak. Alignment recognizes alignment. If doubt whispers that you are not ready, understand this. Readiness was proven before the door appeared. This threshold is not a test. It is a response. You were measured in silence, refined under delay, and strengthened under pressure. That is why this opening is irreversible. You may feel exposed right now, like familiar protections have fallen away. That is because they are no longer needed. Authority does not hide. It does not over-explain. It moves with instruction. And instruction is already active over you. Stay with me. Do not look back at what is closing. Expired roles cannot follow you. Old expectations cannot cross with you. This door requires a clean identity, and that identity is settling into place as I speak. If you feel pressure in your chest, stillness in your breath, or a sudden seriousness replacing distraction, that is confirmation. Your spirit recognizes the transfer even if your mind is still adjusting. Keep watching. Do not scroll. Something is accelerating, and timing matters. Type, "I step forward in authority," in the comments to acknowledge this shift. Like this message to align your agreement in the natural realm. Stay connected, follow, and remain here. Because the door is open, the window is narrow, and what comes next requires you to stand fully as who you now are. Listen to me now, because this window is real and it is narrow. What is opening today is not open-ended. It is responsive to timing, and timing is responding to you right now. Do not scroll. Do not tell yourself you will return. This moment is active, and hesitation here weakens alignment. Acceleration has begun because resistance has been overridden. When authority is issued from above, movement does not creep, it surges. That is why things around you may feel unstable, fast, or unusually quiet all at once. This is not confusion. This is compression. What once unfolded slowly is now being condensed, and condensation requires attention. You are standing inside a convergence. Heaven, decision, and opportunity are meeting at the same point, and that point is now. This is why you feel urgency without panic. This is why your focus keeps snapping back here, even if your mind tries to wander. Your spirit knows that timing is part of obedience. Delay was tolerated before. Hesitation is not tolerated now. I need you to understand this clearly. Windows like this do not shout. They do not announce themselves with drama. They present themselves briefly and expect recognition. Those who miss them usually say, "I didn't think it mattered to act right then." That thought has closed more doors than opposition ever did. Feel what is happening in your body. Notice the alertness. The stillness mixed with pressure. The sense that something is moving faster than your logic. These are not emotions. These are indicators that you are inside the acceleration zone. When heaven speeds things up, the body registers it before the mind can categorize it. This is why I am warning you not to disengage. Distraction is the final test. Not sin, not fear, distraction. It whispers that nothing will change if you step away for a moment. It tells you this can wait. That voice is not neutral. It exists to pull you just far enough out of alignment for the window to pass. Stay with me. Do not break focus. You are not being asked to strive or perform. You are being asked to remain present. Presence is agreement. Attention is permission. When you stay, you signal readiness. When you leave, you signal delay. What is about to move will move quickly. Conversations will happen suddenly. Decisions will be required without long preparation. Opportunities will not wait for you to feel fully ready. This is why obedience must be faster than analysis right now. You have already been prepared. This window is not asking for growth, it is asking for response. If you hesitate, the door does not disappear, but momentum slows. Cycles repeat. Lessons resurface. I am telling you this so you do not unnecessarily loop back. You have already proven endurance. Now you must demonstrate responsiveness. Do not count minutes. Do not look for signs elsewhere. This is the sign. The urgency you feel is the confirmation. Heaven does not rush you, but it does move with precision. And precision requires alignment in the moment it presents itself. If your heart rate has shifted, if your breathing feels shallow or very still, if your attention feels locked in despite distraction around you, that is because the window is open now. Not later. Now. Stay until the end. Something is being finalized as you remain. Do not scroll away. Type, "I respond" without hesitation in the comments to anchor your agreement. Like this message to confirm alignment in the natural realm. Follow and keep watching, because what moves next will move fast, and you were meant to be present when it does. What is being released through this door is not minimal, and it is not accidental. It is provision that exceeds what you calculated, because it was never meant to be measured by your past limits. This is not rescue. This is resourcing. Stay with me. Do not scroll. Understanding this will keep you from mishandling what arrives. You have learned how to survive with less. You learned how to stretch, delay, compromise, and endure. That season trained discipline into you, but it also trained caution. Now provision is approaching that does not fit inside cautious thinking. That is why heaven had to adjust your identity before opening this door. Provision without purpose destroys alignment. Provision with purpose accelerates destiny. What is coming is attached to assignment. It is not indulgence, it is equipment. It may arrive as access, favor, resources, information, or opportunity. But whatever form it takes, it will come with responsibility embedded in it. You will feel that weight immediately. Not pressure, but seriousness. Not fear, but awareness. That is how you will know it is from heaven. Do not compare what you receive to what others display. Comparison distorts stewardship. You are not being resourced to compete. You are being resourced to complete something specific. Your provision is tailored, exact, measured for flow, not excess. And it will increase as you manage it with integrity. You may notice an old instinct rise when this begins, to protect, to hoard, to hesitate before releasing. That instinct was formed in lack, not in calling. Acknowledge it, but do not obey it. What flows according to purpose replenishes. What is clutched out of fear stagnates. This is not a test of generosity for appearance. It is a test of trust in the system that is now backing you. Heaven does not fund confusion. It funds clarity. This is why your thinking has been sharpening. You are seeing more clearly where energy must go and where it must stop. You are feeling less tolerance for waste, distraction, and misalignment. These are not mood changes. These are stewardship markers activating. Understand this. You are not being given more so your life looks impressive. You are being given more so impact can extend beyond you. Some of what you will fund will never be traced back to you. Some of what you support will never thank you publicly. That is not loss. That is legacy forming quietly. If fear tells you that you might fail at this, silence it now. Heaven does not assign without support. The same authority that opened the door governs what flows through it. You are not managing this alone. Instruction will come with provision. Wisdom will accompany increase. Correction will arrive before damage can occur. You are covered. Feel what is happening in your body right now. A steadiness, a sober calm, a sense of readiness without excitement. That is confirmation. Provision with purpose does not intoxicate, it anchors. You are being grounded, not inflated. Stay present. Do not rush ahead mentally. There is sequence here, and sequence protects you. This provision will unfold in layers, not all at once, so that character stays aligned with capacity. Trust the order. Keep watching. Something is coming through this door that will require discernment the moment it appears. If this resonates, type, "I will steward this with wisdom," in the comments to seal agreement. Like this message to anchor alignment in the natural realm. Follow and stay connected, because this is not the end. It is the beginning of responsibility. And what comes next will confirm that provision has already been released. What you are feeling now is not confusion. It is separation beginning to take effect. And I need you to hear this clearly before you misinterpret it. Separation is not rejection. It is protection. Stay with me. Do not scroll. This stage determines how cleanly you pass through what is opening. As the door remains open, certain things cannot follow you. Some connections, roles, habits, and expectations have already expired, even if they still look active on the surface. This is why interactions feel strained. This is why familiar spaces feel uncomfortable. This is why conversations that once energized you now drain you. Nothing is wrong with you. Alignment is narrowing. Heaven always reduces noise before it increases authority. Crowds disappear. Access changes. Invitations lessen. Support looks thinner for a moment. This is not abandonment, it is filtration. If everything stayed the same, you would carry interference into a space that requires precision. Elevation always edits proximity. You may be tempted to chase what is pulling away, to explain yourself, to resecure familiarity. Do not do this. What is leaving is not being taken from you. It is being released so you can move without resistance. Some people were assigned to your preparation, not your next level. If they stayed, they would eventually misunderstand your silence, resist your growth, or compete with your clarity. Heaven is sparing you that conflict. This separation will feel unfair if you measure it emotionally, but measured spiritually, it is mercy. You are being spared future compromise by present discomfort. What no longer aligns must fall away now, not later when it could damage what you are building. At the same time, do not assume this means isolation. New alignment is already forming. You may not see it yet because it is being assembled quietly. Heaven does not announce new circles until the old ones have released their hold. The people coming toward you will recognize you without explanation. There will be no need to prove, persuade, or perform. Alignment will feel immediate and calm. This is also why you feel drawn toward privacy, toward silence, toward doing things without announcing them. This is wisdom activating. Not everyone deserves access to what is forming. Not everyone can be trusted with what is opening. Protection is part of authority. If you feel grief right now, let it pass through without resistance. Grief does not mean you are going backward. It means you are human while transitioning. You can honor what was without dragging it forward. Release does not erase gratitude. Notice the peace underneath the sadness. Notice how even as something ends, you feel lighter. That is confirmation. Misaligned weight has been removed. You are being positioned to move cleanly through the door. Stay steady. Do not fill the quiet with noise. Do not rush to replace what has ended. Space is intentional. Space is being used to prepare the next alignment. If you interfere, you delay clarity. If your chest feels open but still, if your thoughts feel quieter than usual, if your desire to explain yourself has decreased, that is confirmation. Separation is working. Elevation is active. Keep watching. Do not disengage now. What is falling away is making room for what must come next. Type, "I trust the separation," in the comments to anchor your agreement. Like this message to affirm alignment in the natural realm. Follow and stay connected. Because the circle is forming, the door remains open, and what comes next will make this moment make sense. Now I am calling you into agreement, because what has opened will not fully engage without your consent. Authority has been issued, the door is open, alignment is active, but activation requires response. This is not symbolic, and it is not optional. Stay with me. Do not scroll. This is where movement locks in. Heaven does not override free will. It waits for alignment to be acknowledged. That is why you are still here reading this. This moment is not about emotion. It is about decision. When you agree, you give permission for what is already approved to begin operating in your visible life. I want you to pause for a moment. Feel your body. Notice the stillness, the alertness, the seriousness without fear. That is the environment activation happens in, not chaos, not desperation, clarity. Now listen carefully. Say this quietly where you are, or speak it aloud if you can. I agree with what has opened for me today. As you say it, do not rush. Let the words land. Many feel a release in the chest, warmth in the hands, pressure behind the eyes, or a sudden calm. These are not signs to chase. They are confirmations that agreement has been registered. Now type this in the comments, exactly as written. I step through the open door. Typing is not passive. It is a physical act of alignment. What you do in the natural signals readiness in the unseen. This is why engagement matters here. This is not content consumption. This is participation. Next, declare this internally or aloud. I release hesitation and respond in obedience. Hesitation has expired. It protected you once, but it is not permitted to lead you now. Obedience here is not blind. It is informed by everything you have already survived, learned, and endured. You are not stepping forward unaware. You are stepping forward prepared. If doubt tries to interrupt right now, recognize it immediately. This is the final tactic. Doubt will not attack loudly. It will suggest delay. It will tell you you can do this later. That voice is not neutral. It exists to pull you just far enough out of timing for momentum to slow. Do not negotiate with it. Agreement silences it. Now type this next phrase in the comments if you are ready. I receive access, authority, and clarity. As you do, notice how your focus sharpens, thoughts settle, distraction weakens. This is alignment stabilizing. Activation always brings order first, like this message now as an outward sign of inward agreement. This anchors what you have just declared in the physical realm. Follow or subscribe and keep watching, because what unfolds next will come in sequence, and missing sequence creates confusion. Staying connected keeps alignment clean. Do not treat this lightly. Many doors open, few are activated correctly. Activation requires presence. Presence requires staying until the end. You are here because timing has converged, not by accident, not by habit, but by design. If you feel a deep stillness right now, if your breathing has slowed, if your attention feels locked instead of scattered, that is confirmation. Activation is taking effect. Type "It is activated today" in the comments to seal this stage. Keep watching. Do not scroll away. What comes next will move quickly, and the door you just agreed to walk through will begin to show visible proof sooner than you expect. Listen carefully, because what I am about to tell you is not distant, symbolic, or postponed. Movement has already begun, and it is closer than your mind expects. Do not scroll. Stay with me. This is where unseen approval crosses into visible change. Manifestation does not always announce itself with noise. Most of the time, it arrives quietly, precisely, and without permission from your expectations. This is why you may feel calm instead of excited, steady instead of overwhelmed. Do not misread that calm as nothing happening. Calm is the atmosphere of certainty. Chaos belongs to delay. Stillness belongs to arrival. What is coming will not look dramatic at first. It will appear ordinary, almost dismissible if you are not attentive. A message, a conversation, a sudden shift in someone's decision, a door opening without effort. These are not small things. These are the first visible confirmations that the door you stepped through is active. I need you to understand this now, so you do not interfere. Impatience will try to convince you to force clarity, to rush timing, to demand proof all at once. Do not do that. What is unfolding is ordered. Sequence protects outcome. If everything appeared at once, fear would interrupt what faith has already aligned. You are about to notice your intuition sharpen even further. You will know when to speak and when to remain silent without reasoning it through. You will feel when something is aligned immediately and when it is not, without needing evidence. This is not guesswork. This is discernment activating to support manifestation. What is arriving will require right responses, not fast reactions. Do not announce this season prematurely. Not everyone understands quiet momentum. Some will question what they cannot see, and their doubt will attempt to reintroduce hesitation. Protect what is forming. Steward silence. Results will speak without explanation when the time is right. I am telling you this because interference at this stage does not come from opposition. It comes from impatience. The urge to help, to assist, to hurry what is already moving correctly can delay what is near. Trust the pace. Trust the order. Trust the alignment you have already sealed. If you feel anticipation without anxiety, if your body feels alert but grounded, if your thoughts feel unusually clear, that is confirmation. Nearness has a physical signature. Your system recognizes that something is about to cross into visibility. Stay present. Do not drift mentally. Manifestation responds to consistency more than intensity. Agreement has already been given. Now awareness must be maintained. You are not waiting anymore, you are watching. What approaches will fulfill what you needed, not necessarily what you imagined. Expectation limits, alignment receives. This is why details were withheld. Precision is being protected. Keep watching, do not scroll away. Type "I remain aligned and attentive" in the comments to sustain agreement. Like this message to anchor continued alignment in the natural realm. Follow and stay connected, because the next confirmation will not ask for belief, it will demonstrate it. You are closer than you think. The door is active. The movement is real. And the next sign will make everything you have felt undeniable. It is finished. The door you were told about is not opening anymore. It is open, and it has been sealed in that position by authority higher than resistance. I speak this as a declaration, not a hope. What was authorized has now been confirmed. Stay with me. Keep watching. This moment matters. I place the seal now, not to delay what is coming, but to protect it as it moves into visibility. Seals do not slow movement, they secure outcome. From this point forward, interference loses leverage. Attempts to reverse, confuse, or intimidate will fail quietly. You will notice fewer arguments, fewer obstacles, fewer explanations required. That is the mark of a sealed decision. Remember how still this felt. Remember the calm that settled instead of excitement. That calm is your evidence. When heaven finalizes something, it brings peace before it brings proof. Proof follows peace, not the other way around. You will see confirmation soon enough, but you were meant to feel it first so fear would not interrupt it. What comes next will arrive in sequence. Do not rush the order. A door opened by command responds to timing, not pressure. You may see one sign quickly, then a pause, then another movement that seems unrelated, until suddenly it connects. Trust the pattern. I am overseeing it. I am telling you again, keep watching. Not because something is missing, but because something is unfolding. The next confirmation will be ordinary in appearance, but unmistakable in effect. A conversation that shifts direction. A message that changes access. A decision that turns in your favor without explanation. When it happens, you will recognize the signature and remember this moment. Guard your posture. Do not shrink back into old language. Do not re-explain what has already been settled. Authority speaks once and stands. Let results answer questions you no longer need to entertain. Silence will work for you now. I ask you to acknowledge the seal, not to create it, but to receive it. Type, "The door is open and sealed," in the comments to mark your agreement. This is not ritual, it is recognition. Agreement completes cycles, like this message now as a sign that you received what was released. Share it if you are led, not for attention, but because alignment multiplies when it is witnessed. Follow or subscribe and stay connected, because what unfolds next will require discernment, and you were meant to see it as it happens. Keep watching. Do not disengage. The seal has been placed, the command has been issued, and movement is already underway. What comes next will confirm everything, and you are positioned to witness it.